Well, one of the oldest cliches in journalism is being in the eye of the storm. And for once, I have a guest on Walk the Talk who unfortunately can only be described in those terms. A man caught in the eye of the storm, literally. Mr. Vijay Bahuguna, Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. Description fits you.
It's your judgment, and I will not deny it, but yes, we have passed through a very traumatic period, a very challenging task, daunting task, but the administration and the armed forces, paramilitary forces, rose to the occasion, and we have been able to mitigate the sufferings of the people and to safely evacuate about 1,17,000 people in a span of 2 weeks.
But what is it that you could have done better, or that the government could have done better?
In fact, we never anticipated. Even in your wildest dreams, we could not imagine that the entire Kedarnath valley would cave in. And the moment that catastrophe happened, we found ourselves in a state of helplessness because the entire accessibility was cut off. You couldn't go there by road. You couldn't fly because it's a very narrow valley. Only choppers could land. We had 2 helipads, which was one was washed away. So it took time for us to respond. And even the army till date, when I'm talking to you on this day, they have not been able to reach many areas because the entire mountains are caved in. And there are bodies which are in Rambala, but they're not being able to cremate them. The NDRF, the army, they are finding it difficult. So in a hill state where a calamity of such a magnitude happens, it took us time to respond. What way we could have done it better will be naturally an issue which I'll be answering after some months. But today the focus has to be as to the 37,000 square kilometers of area was hit, right from Pithoragarh, Dhadchula to Chamodi to Badrinath. And my state with a budget of 25,000 crores, out of which 16,000 crores is a non-plan expenditure. So I did not have the strength or the manpower to face such a calamity. But now, whatever happens, we have to...
Because initially for a long time, there were just a couple of civilian helicopters with 4 seats that were
Yes, because they were the choppers which were flying in the normal course, carrying pilgrims to Kedarnath. The Air Force did not have a station here. So we had to contact the Air Force. The Army came in very fast. The NDRF came up very fast. The IDPP was there. But the Air Force certainly took them a day or two to come, and then we had to prepare some makeshift helipads. Where do they land? And the entire valley had caved in, and I think they were brave hearts. They landed their choppers at places which one could never imagine. If they could have gone by the rule book, perhaps they would not have been allowed to land. 2 of the civilian choppers crashed. The pilots were saved. 1 chopper was washed away, and brave soldiers and pilots of the Air Force lost their lives when they were on their way back. I have been flying since the last month, and it has been a very difficult period with the clouds and monsoons. But still, we had to work, we had to respond, and best of the human effort I would say was possible. We have done.
Do you have some estimate now of the loss of life?
Yes. There were 2 aspects. One was the bodies which are visible. That we could announce that they were dead. And from the very first day I said that I have been briefed by the army and the other paramilitary forces that around about 500 to 600 bodies are visible. So we said immediately after 18th that perhaps so many people are dead. With regard to the missing, we couldn't find out because of the debris in which they were buried and washed away by these floods. It was a tsunami, I say, because nearly 18 feet of water came into Kedarnath and washed away the entire valley. There was some lake which was above Kedarnath which burst, or they say that there was a cloud burst there. But now when I'm speaking to you today, the numbers of people who are missing is 5,748.
Right.
This includes 924 people from my state.
Right.
Now how did we arrive at these figures? All the state governments were very cooperative. In fact, I thank them. They extended help to me. I accepted
including Gujarat, I hope.
Yes, everybody. Gujarat. They came here. Mr. Modi was also here. Number of chief ministers came. Now, whatever help they could offer, they were kind enough, benevolent, and I have accepted it. The difficulty was how. So they had stationed their officers here to facilitate the evacuation from Haridwar, because I was bringing them from the various destinations where they were trapped up to a particular point in Haridwar. We gave them the transport facilities free, we gave them the train tickets. Now they were also making a list of the people who had come as tourists or pilgrims. Now the list which I have got from all the state governments, including Uttar Pradesh, and my own missing people, it comes to 5,748.
Right.
Now because a month has passed, now for the purposes of giving monetary relief, which is payable to them under the Prime Minister's Relief Fund, the Central Relief Fund and the Chief Minister's Relief Fund, about 5 lakhs rupees I'll be paying to people of my state as a monetary relief, and I cannot issue them a death certificate. I still hope that they may come back home.